everyone, welcome to IHN Academy. Myself Jayanti, your faculty for UGC Net Paper 1, and I welcome you again to my new session. Yes, फिर से आप सबका हमारे IHN Academy में और इस नए सेशन में बहुत बहुत स्वागत है. And as we are discussing the PYQs from previous some sessions, we are discussing the recent PYQs of 2022, right? So today also we are going to discuss the PYQs. As you can see on your screen, the PYQs are from the unit logical reasoning. Okay, so today we will cover the 10 very important questions of logical reasoning जो आपका 2022 में UGC NET exam में पूछा गया. Clear? So what are the 10 questions we are going to do today? And let's just start with the first one. And as you all know that I have given a brief explanation with each and every question so that you can revise the topic in the same time. Okay, revision is very much important for your preparation. Sometimes we do so many things, we learn a lot, but we forget that during your exam, right? So revision is must. Yes, so you can revise your questions, you can revise your concept with these PYQs. And let's just start without any delay. And this is your first question. Which of the following statements are contraries? Okay, so the very first question is from the very, very important topic of logical reasoning. I hope you all have guessed the topic here. And the topic is square of opposition. Square of opposition से आपका question है. And I hope you will answer it correctly because we have done square of opposition in a very detailed manner with examples and everything. So let's just answer the question. And I have given the answers in other slides. You know that. So that you can attempt the question first by yourself. Whenever you are watching the video, you need to answer it by yourself. Then come to the solution to see you are wrong or correct. Okay. So which of the following statements are contraries? All men are mortal. Some men are mortal. Some men are not mortal. No men are mortal. So कौन से statements का pair contraries कहलाता है? So we know that. Let me show you the explanation. Yes, the option number D is your solution. Square of opposition is having 4 types of relation. 4 we can say 3 types because 2 are the same. Subaltern, subaltern. Okay, 4 again, then contradictory, then contrary, then subcontrary. Okay, so 4 relations are there. Contradictory, then contraries, then subcontraries, then subalterns. So here the question is from contraries, right? Which of the statements are contraries? So as you can see, A and E. A means universal positive and E means universal negative. So the relation between universal positive and universal negative is contrary. It is called group of contraries. Okay, so you can see in your question, all men are mortal, universal positive. No men are mortal, universal negative will be the pair of contraries. So answer will be A and D, option number D. Clear? So let's understand the other ones also. Contradictory means whenever your line will across like this, like diagonal. Diagonal means A and O, universal positive and particular negative, and universal negative and particular positive, E and I. Both of them will be having contradictory relation. Subaltern means universal to particular will be considered subalterns. Clear? I hope the concept is clear. Let's come to the next question. According to the classical Indian school of logic, which of the following steps of inference involve the application of the universal concomitance to the present case? Okay, so universal concomitance to the present case. The question is from Indian logic. Indian logic से आपका question है. And there are 5 steps of inference we have done in our class. 5 steps of inference जो होते हैं प्रतिज्ञा, हेतु, उदाहरण, उपनयन and निगमन. उसमें से कौन सा जो step है that is called universal concomitance to the present case. You need to identify that step. So 5 steps are given here. The hill has a fire because it has smoke. Whatever has smoke has fire. Example 1. This hill has smoke which is invariably associated with fire. Therefore, the hill has a fire. So 5 steps are there. Pratigya, Hetu, Udaharan, Upanayan and Nigaman. So which one will be your answer? C. Option number C will be your answer. In explanation, I have given all the 5 steps so that you can understand it and revise it quickly. Pratigya. Pratigya means thesis. It is the thesis to be established. जो हमें prove करना है. What do we need to prove here? the hill is fiery. This is to be proven. So the statement which is to be proven, the thesis which is to be proven is called pratigya. Then hetu is the reason. The statement which starts from because there is smoke on the hill. So because से जो statement sentence start होता है वो हेतु होता है यानी reason होता है. So because it has smoke, तो वो आपका हो जाएगा हेतु. Then उदाहरण means exemplification. To exemplify your statement, example देना. It is the universal proposition which shows the invariable concomitance. So here you can find the word invariable concomitance between the reason and the invariable predicate supported by an example. For example, whenever there is smoke, there is fire. Example, kitchen. So invariable concomitance, see the term invariable concomitance is given here also, and in question also you have given the term invariable concomitance or universal concomitance, we can say. So that is the step related to udaharan, exemplification, where you will get an example. Here we are trying to prove that where there is smoke, there is fire. जहाँ भी smoke होगा, वहाँ fire होगा. Where there is a smoke, there will be a fire. So the example given here is kitchen, and in your question the example is oval. So whatever has smoke has fire will be the answer of universal concomitance. So it will be your answer. That means option number C, exemplification or udaharan. Then the next one is Upanayana application. It is the application of the universal proposition to a particular instance. For example, the hill is smoke. So that is application. When we apply the theory, when we apply some information, some knowledge to something, that is application. Nigaman is the last step, that is conclusion. It is the conclusion drawn from the preceding members. For example, therefore the hill is fiery. The last statement, your conclusion, is called Nigaman. The last statement, your conclusion, what you conclude after the statements, last में जो आपका result होता है, that is Nigaman. Therefore, the hill is fiery. इसलिए hill fiery. Clear? So all the 5 steps are clear, right? Let's come to the next question. In the classical square of opposition, again the question from square of opposition. So square of opposition is very important. You cannot skip this topic. If all S is P, all S is P means universal positive, is given true, then which of the following could be immediately inferred from it? अगर जो universal positive है, जो A है, वो true है, then उनमें से कौन सा option आपके लिए सही होगा? Some S is not P is false. Some S is not P means particular negative is false. Some S is P, particular positive is true. Some S is P is undetermined. Undetermined, it could be true or false. You can't determine anything. Then no S is P, universal negative is false. So all S is P is true. That means every S is P. So some S is not P, it is false. Option number A, point number A is correct because it is saying that all S is P, that means every S is P. So some S is not P should be false. So it is correct. Then some S is P is true. It is also correct. All S is P, सारे S P हैं. So some S is P, it is 100% true. Okay? जब सारे ही P हैं तो some तो P होंगे. Clear? Then some S is P is undetermined. It is wrong. It is not undetermined. We can determine that some S is P is true because all S is P is true. Then no S is P is false. It is just contradictory, we can say, right? Or contrary. All S is P is true. Sare S P हैं. Then no S is P is false. Definitely. So it will also be correct. So option number A, B and E. Yani option number A will be your answer. You can see the explanation. Whichever I have explained you just now, that is given in the explanation also. Some S is not P is false. Since all S are P, क्योंकि सारे S P हैं, it is not possible for some S not to be P. जब सारे S P बोल दिया गया है पहले ही, तो कुछ S P नहीं है, ये तो गलत ही होगा. तो ये सही. Some S is P is true. All S are P, so some S are P is true. No S is P is false. All S are P. It is not possible for no S to be P. सारे S P हैं, तो कोई भी S P नहीं है, ये statement false. Clear? It could be quite confusing for you if you are doing it at the first time. But when you will be revising it, you will be reading it again and again after two to three times, then you can find it easily and you can understand it easily. You just need to be very attentive throughout this question. Then let's come to the next one. Which of the following is defined as the type of irrelevant conclusion fallacy in which a distracting element is introduced to obscure an opponent's position? Okay, so the question from fallacy. Fallacy के questions भी बहुत important है आपके. One or two questions you will definitely get from the fallacy. Like formal fallacy, it could be informal fallacy. So here the question is from informal fallacy. Informal fallacy के 4 options हैं. An appeal to emotion, appeal to inappropriate authority, argument ad hominem, and red herring. So in which fallacy we try to distract the person? We try to distract. Distracting is there in the question. Distracting, the term. उसी term से आप अपने answer को खोज सकते, right? So we have done the fallacy of distraction, which is red herring. Option number D will be your answer. So I've explained every option here. You can read out for your consideration. Red herring means misleads or distracts from a relevant or important question. We try to mislead that. We try to distract something to other. Then an appeal to emotion. When we try to convince our statement with emotions, we use our emotional, like emotional blackmail, we can say, right? That he is poor, he is very kind, so we should do that or this, like that. So when we use to convince something and we try to validate our statements with some emotions, that is appeal to emotion. Then appeal to inappropriate authority. Inappropriate authority means this fallacy is logical fallacy of claiming that because an expert said something is true, then it must be true. So किसी expert ने बोल दिया कि ये true है, तो वो true ही होगा. That is inappropriate authority. That means whenever some authority is saying, some expert is saying something, we consider it as 100% true. So it is not correct. Sometimes it might be wrong, like a celebrity. जो बहुत बड़े हमारे celebrities होते हैं, जो वो बोल देते हैं, हमें लगता है कि वो सच है. So that is not 100% correct always. They also might be wrong because they are also human beings, right? So inappropriate authority means when you are following an authority without thinking anything else. आपको लगता है कि जो बोला सही है. You don't think any pros and cons or anything. You just accept that as true. Then argument ad hominem means this fallacy occurs when instead of addressing someone's argument or position, you irrelevantly attack the person. Okay, so here argument ad hominem means you try to attack the person, not the argument. For example, you are having a debate with someone and the other one is your enemy or you don't like the person or anything could be the reason. So you are not trying to prove or convince the statement. You just attack the person, right? You don't address the argument or position or anything. You just attack the person because of some personal issues or something. Clear? So these are the 4 fallacies I have explained and I hope it's clear. Let's come to the next one. Choose the correct option based upon the given 2 statements. Analogical argument involves drawing a likeness between 2 or more entities in one of the aspects. Analogical argument is a question. Analogical argument is a type of deductive argument. Okay, so analogy जो होती है, analogy means, analogical argument means to find out some similarity. Similarity खोजना, किसी 2 चीजों में similar क्या समानता है. So to find out the likeness, to find out the similarity between 2 or more entities. That is analogical argument. So first statement is 100% correct. But the second one, analogical argument is a type of deductive argument. That is incorrect because analogical argument is considered as inductive argument, inductive approach. So the second statement is correct. Sorry, incorrect. Only the first one is correct. Option number C will be your answer. Analogical argument are considered inductive arguments where the conclusion is based on a pattern of similarities. You try to find out the similarities between 2 or more entities. Still, it may not necessarily follow logically from the premises. Okay, so sometimes we find out the similarity and we make some conclusions, but 100% logically true नहीं भी हो सकता. Sometimes we might be wrong. So because 100% correct नहीं होते हैं, 100% logical नहीं होते हैं, इसलिए ये inductive होते हैं. We know that in the deductive arguments, The conclusion 100% follows the premises. So that is true always. But in inductive argument, there is no surety. There is no guarantee that it will definitely follow or not. Right? So let's come to the next question. The argument that the son must be eating secretly at night, although he does not eat during the day and claims not to eat at all, is based on which of the following means of knowledge as per classical Indian logic? This question, or with some changes we can say, this question has been asked so many times in previous years. Yes, you might have found this question if you have attempted any previous year question or paper or mock test anywhere. Okay, so this question is very important. It has been asked so many times and still it is in popularity. That means you might get this question again in your paper also. So जो सेंट है वो must be eating secretly at night, रात को खाते होंगे, ये हम मान लेते हैं, that we assume or infer because वो दिन में नहीं खाते हैं और उनका मानना है कि वो कभी नहीं खाते हैं, तो हम ऐसा मान लेते हैं कि वो जरूर रात को खाते होंगे. So we try to infer something. हम कुछ मान लेते हैं, कुछ assume कर लेते हैं. So जब हम कुछ assume कर लेते हैं किसी basis पे या किसी statements की basis पे, then that is postulation और अर्थ पट्टी. Option number C. You need to remember the Hindi and English both the names because sometimes only the Hindi name is given in your question. Okay, so you need to retain it in both the form, Hindi and English. So there are means of knowledge, 6 pramanas are there, 6 pramanas, and one of them is arthapatti. So 6 pramanas are like pratyaksh ko perception bhi likha hua ho sakta hai. You need to remember both the names. Pratyaksh means perception. Okay, it is acquired through sensory organs and the mind. Perception means pratyaksh, jo dikhta hai. Anuman means inference, when you infer something which accepts the truth based on some observation. We try to assume, imagine something, imagine, anuman lagana. Sabda, verbal testimony, gaining authentic knowledge from spoken and written words. Sometimes we try to gain knowledge from the spoken and written words by some experts in the history. किसी के द्वारा बोले गए सब, लिखे गए सब को भी हम proof मान लेते हैं, means of knowledge मान लेते हैं. बहुत सारे ऐसे books होते हैं जो हम पढ़ते हैं, like गीता, भगवत गीता, Bible. So many books are there and verbal testimony are there. They are called sabd. They are also means of knowledge. Then upamana. Upamana means comparison. You try to compare the things. When you compare something, that is upamana. Then arthapatti. A question is from arthapatti. We understand 3 knowledge which we get through the relation and its implications. It includes supposition, beliefs, and presumption. A common example is Devdatta does not take his food during daytime, yet he is quite strong and fat. We presume that he must be taking food at night. So हम ऐसा जब कुछ ऐसा दिख रहा है जो होता है लेकिन पूरा वो आपके सामने लिखा हुआ नहीं होता, आधा लिखा होता है, आधा आप खुद से उसमें अज्यूम करते हो, मानते हो क्योंकि यही उसका रीजन हो सकता है, तो उसको बोलते हैं अर्थपट्टी. Anuplabdhi means non-apprehension. When you can't see something, when you can't find out the object, then you assume that that is not available, that is not present. So knowledge of non-existence of a thing can be based on direct or indirect knowledge. So based on some non-existence, you think that that is not, आपको नहीं दिख रहा है तो नहीं है. That is anuplabdhi. Okay. So we have covered all the 6 means of knowledge. Let's come to the next question. Miss World says the socially correct thing for a vegetarian guest to do at a dinner party is to look perfectly happy eating salads. Therefore, to act likewise is the socially correct thing to do. So Miss World ने कहा कि जो हमारे वेजिटेरियन गेस्ट होते हैं, जो फॉरेन गेस्ट या कोई भी वेजिटेरियन गेस्ट होते हैं, उनको डिनर पार्टी में हमें सैलेड्स देने चाहिए. परफेक्टली हैप्पी ईटिंग सैलेड्स. सो उन्होंने ऐसा कहा इसीलिए therefore to act likewise is the socially correct thing to do. तो इसीलिए ऐसा करना सबके लिए सही. Which fallacy is committed in the above argument? So we have just covered this fallacy in the previous question. हमने अभी इस fallacy को पढ़ा कि जब कोई authority, कोई बड़े आदमी, किसी expert ने कुछ कह दिया हो तो हम उसको सही मान लेते हैं. That is appeal to inappropriate authority. Right? Option number B. किसी expert ने, authority ने जो कहा हम उसको सही मान लेते हैं. That is appeal to inappropriate authority. So these explanations I have explained in the previous question also. Only one fallacy is new here. Ad populum. Ad populum is fallacy we can say when we try to follow the public, to appeal to the public, means if something is done by a large number of people, if something is being done by the public, then it should be correct for you also. That is a fallacy. अपील टू द पब्लिक मीन्स अगर पब्लिक कोई काम कर रही है, बहुत सारे लोग उस काम को कर रहे हैं, तो वो काम आपके लिए भी सही है. That work, that task should be considered good for you as well. So that is the ad populum fallacy. That means to appeal to the public. Clear? The next question is, choose the correct option based upon the given two statements. Again, the statement-based question. You will be finding so many statement-based question in your exam, and then you will be remembering me that I was studying. Okay, so some S is P is contrary to no S is P. Again, the question from square of opposition. So you will find square of opposition topic definitely in your paper. Then some S is P is some contrary to some S is not. So we have done the four relations. Contrary. Contrary is the relation between universal positive and universal negative. So statement 1 is wrong. And sub-contrary is the relation between particular positive and particular negative. So statement 2 is correct. So only statement 2 is correct, option number D. You can see in the diagram which I have explained earlier. Okay. Let's come to the next one. Which of the following is the name of the founder of Classical Indian School of Logic? Okay. So name of the founder of Classical Indian School of Logic. किसने found किया था? So the answer is Gautam. Option number C will be your answer. Here you don't need any explanation. You just need to retain the name. आपको नाम याद रखना है. Gautam was the founder of Classical Indian School of Logic. Clear? Then choose the correct alternative. Okay. So this type of question is oftenly asked in your logical reasoning. Like analogy जो होती है. Analogy means similarity. You need to find out the similarity and you need to answer the question based upon the similarity. Like cup is related to coffee. So how will be related ball? Cup जो है वो coffee से related है. तो ball किससे related होगा? So cup और coffee के बीच में क्या relation है? You need to find out that first. Then on the basis of that relation, you need to similarize the second one. दूसरे में भी आपको वही rule लगाना है. Cup is used to drink coffee. Cup is used to drink coffee. That means कॉफी को रखने के लिए कप होता है, कॉफी पीने के लिए कप होता है. सो बॉल हम क्या खाने या पीने के लिए यूज करते हैं? फर्स्ट डिश मतलब तो बर्तन. तो रॉन्ग हो गया. सूप, यस, सूप पीने के लिए या खाने के लिए हम बॉल का यूज करते हैं. जैसे कॉफी पीने के लिए कप का यूज होता है, सूप पीने के लिए बॉल का यूज होता है. सो दिस कुड बी योर आंसर. लेट्स सी द अदर ऑप्शंस आल्सो. स्पून इज आल्सो एन यूटेंसिल. देन फूड इज आल्सो नॉट एन आंसर. फूड में सब कुछ आ सकता है. So food में कुछ भी आ सकता है, जो बॉल में खा सकते हैं, कप में पी सकते हैं, सब कुछ. So it will not be your answer. So the answer is option number B. Cup is used to drink coffee and ball is used to eat soup. Okay, clear? So in this way you need to analogy. You need to use the analogy. You need to see the similarity. जो relation first दो में होगा, वही relation आपको बाकी दो में भी खोजना. Clear? Yes. So you will get some analogy questions in your exam for sure. And I hope you will be answering it correctly because now we have done the revision and everything. So we have covered 10 very important questions of logical reasoning in today's session. And I hope each and every question was crystal clear in your mind. And let's just wait for the upcoming session where we will be discussing some more PYQs. Until then, enjoy your learning and all the best for your preparation. And thank you so much for attending the class. See you in the next class.